Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at another mobile gaming controller. So this one here is the M15 mobile game controller by EASYSMX. I've done review of several of their main controllers and mobile controllers on the channel, and no doubt you'll agree they do create some excellent, really high quality controllers. They're a really big player in the mobile gaming space, along with probably GameSir. They are probably one of the biggest manufacturers of a number of high quality game controllers, and I love to have them on the channel. Whenever they get a new one and they send it, I love to review these products. This one here, when I saw it, reminded me for whatever reason immediately of the GameSir G8 controller. Another fantastic controller. No doubt this is going to be equally as awesome, if not better. What we'll do is we'll have a look at this, we'll test it out, and afterwards we'll bring the G8 to the table just to do a quick comparison of the two as well. But first, let's focus on this awesome product here. So you can see we've got dual analog Hall effect joysticks. We've got a D-pad here labeled as Mecha Tactile. It may be that it's got mechanical buttons, or micro switches. We'll check them out. The optimized ergonomic grip, so this looks like it's got a bit of a deeper grip, and we'll soon find out, than the G8. So it's probably going to be really comfortable based on what I'm seeing here anyway. At least we've got two mappable back macro buttons as well, and then we've also got two analog triggers right there, you can see, and then also tactile shoulder buttons. Let's say they've got micro switches there as well. So that also says Mecha Tactile. This says Mecha Tactile, and so I'm guessing sorry, this is not for the shoulder buttons. This is actually for the ABXY buttons. But it looks like all over we're in for a really nice clicky gamepad. So let's open this thing up. Where am I opening it from? Here. Let's get it out, see what's in the box. We'll test out some gaming with it, and then we'll call it a day. So there it is. Nothing else in the box there. There doesn't need to be. Let's get the box out of the way as quickly as we can. Some paperwork. Again, nothing else significant in the box because we don't really need anything. I'll keep the paperwork here just in case we need to refer to it. And there it is. There's the gamepad. So that feels really nice in the hands, as do a lot of these controllers these days now, right? They've got really nice substantial grips, which this effectively is quite close to, you know, a game controller when you're playing Xbox, for example. You've got really good generously sized grips. So and they've got a really nice laser engraved texture on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully you can, but that really gives it a lot of comfort, helps with sweaty palms, etc. And immediately what I'm feeling here is the micro switches. So let's just quickly walk ourselves around this before I go onto that. We've got a C port here, first of all, on the right hand side, so it may not be favorable for people using foldable devices because the screen hangs out at the bottom, but nonetheless, because it's quite a nice deep controller, we'll test it out just to see what it looks like anyway. They call this an adaptive port, so you can see it's got a bit of flexibility in it, same as a lot of the GameSir products. This is we're starting to see this more now, and this makes it easier to put the device into the actual controller and to get it out as well. Really nice grips on both sides. The C port is quite a generous length. Hopefully it will work with a case on there. One thing I noticed here they've done is they've offset the actual height of the left hand side that stretches out slightly, and the reason why they've done that is we're seeing phones with bigger camera bumps these days, so that should cater for a slightly bigger camera bump as well. We've got a soft rubber grip on the back as well to really get some good traction on the device all around. So when we should have maximum stability, minimum slippage. We've got some instructions there on how to switch different modes. So that color is probably going to be the color of the LED. Xbox mode, X input. We've got a virtual touch mode as well, which is nice, and I'm guessing that's going to be controlled by the app. We've got Apple mode, so if you're wondering if this works on your iOS devices, the answer is yes, it does. It tells you how to switch there as well, and also the HID mode for Android, you can see there as well. So multiple modes. Analog sticks buttery smooth, really nice sized caps there as well. They're not full size. I think they're slightly smaller than full size, but they're really nice sized. They've got a nice texture on them, as you can see there as well. And they are comfortable, and they're actually convex design though. My preference is a concave stick, but each to their own. That's like the Xbox style, as you can see there. It looks like a mini Xbox thumb cap there. Not changeable or customizable. I think the GameSir one, you could pop these off and you could change the sticks. It came with 3 different types of sticks, if I remember correctly. The D-pad does feel very nice. It's a micro switch D-pad, as guessed. So you can probably hear that there. The ABXY buttons are exactly the same, all micro switches. They've got really nice short travel, and I think they're going to be really responsive. You can see that travel there, right? And also the D-pad is exactly the same. The D-pad has got a really nice convex design, which I like a lot. And that's my preference with the D-pads, because your thumb nests on them, and as you rock it around, it's not sliding all over the place. That's holding your thumb really nicely. As for the shoulder buttons, these now, I think they're mechanicals. No, they're not. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these, to be honest. They are tactile. They've got definitely tactile buttons. They've got very nice sound to them. You can hear that there. And then we've got the Hall effect analog triggers, which again feels super smooth, and I've got a really nice shape to them. They're curved out at the bottom. This is more, I think, like a bigger version of the PlayStation layout at the top here, right? Versus the Xbox. The GameSir is more Xbox design on the bumpers and triggers, and this is more PlayStation design is what I'm seeing here, but a bit wider than the PlayStation ones, I think. Really nice. The shoulder buttons, another thing that I like is that they're accessible right on the corners there. I'm not having to reach around for them, so that they're there, and then you can effectively get to the triggers very quickly as well. So looks like a very efficiently designed pad. The macro buttons on the back, these are also tactile. They've got a really nice response to them, and they're not too light, so that when you're holding the grip and I'm pressing these buttons, I'm not accidentally pressing the buttons on the back at all. So most important thing now is let's get a phone in there. I've got my trusty Note 10. I'm going to fire up some remote play. It does not support, on the box anyway, it doesn't support PlayStation remote play. We'll just quickly try it out to see what happens. And then we'll get on to Xbox Game Pass or Xbox remote play. First thing I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm sticking it in with the case on. Now this isn't the thickest case. I've given it a good push in, and it's working, and it does feel like that's literally glued to, at least it feels like one physical product, I'll be honest, right? It's working absolutely fine, no issues there. Let's go to PlayStation remote play again. I don't expect this to work because they don't claim it works, so if it does, it's just a bonus. If it doesn't, no problem. It doesn't actually work there, right? What I might try and do, just for the sake of it, I might try and just switch mode quickly, right? So I'm going to pop that out. I might have to start this again. So HID mode is the mode it was in, yellow mode. I'm going to switch it to a Xbox mode, X input, which probably is a terrible idea, but let's try it anyway. And to switch mode, we have to probably press so we've got some buttons here. We've got turbo button, we've got a function button, we've got the screen capture and menu buttons there as well. No EasySMX button. Right, you typically see that on one of these controllers, right? But they've done away with that. That's really interesting. So to toggle there's a menu button there. If I can quickly find it without wasting too much time, just to toggle the different modes, then we'll give it a quick test. Right, function and A for 2 seconds to get it into HID mode. That's what it's in by default. To get it into Xbox mode, it's gonna it does tell you there. Function and X for 2 seconds is going to get it into X input mode. So let's try that. Function and X, right? So again, very easy to get the device in and out, as you can see. It's probably also worth pointing out there was a pass-through charging port at the bottom right there, USB-C on the right hand side. I prefer these ports to generally be located in the center of the devices. My preference would be center top, but I don't think that might get in the way. I don't know. may not, depending on the size of your hands, I suppose, really. So function and X for 2 seconds is hopefully going to switch mode. And we can see it's definitely switched mode. That's gone white now. And again, as you can see, that's not going to work. So they don't claim it works and it doesn't work, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to exit remote play for PlayStation. Let's quickly go to Game Pass, see what's going on with Game Pass. Well, maybe before we do that, let's just try Xbox remote play if we can as well. Right, let's just start the Xbox app. Let's see if I can get onto my console remote play on this device. Let's see what it's all about. Right, so first good thing is we're connected to the Xbox. D-pad works as expected. Analog sticks works as expected. I don't know what I've got here to play. Didn't think I had Tetris Effect. Do you own this game or app? Cancel. Let's just go to maybe Street Fighter. I don't know if the disc is in there or not, so we can just fire that up quickly. Overall, so far, really comfortable grips. Really nice size. If you had a nice case for this, you could throw it in there and just keep it in your bag. It would be really nice to have. And at least it's working with the case on, which is a really good sign. It's saying I need to apply updates. Could take a while. Okay, so it's going to be doing some updates. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm not going to waste time waiting for this to update to play, because otherwise we could be here forever. What I can do though, however, is I can go to Game Pass. We know this is going to work anyway, right? Now this is going to come down to the quality of my connection between myself and the Xbox. So let's leave that for a second and let's go over to Game Pass so we can just test out some gaming. I don't know what I'm going to test yet, but we'll decide once we get to it. Right, so it's working in the app. As you can see, I think Forza Motorsport 5 is probably always a good quick game to get into. Sorry, not Motorsport 5, I'm talking about Horizon 5. Because I saw Motorsport, I got confused. This will be a good game to test out. I'll also get the Fold out just to see how the Fold fits in here. With the case on, I don't think my case is going to work because the Fold case with the stand, the Fold 4 that is, not the new one, is a bit chunky. Yep, I'm reluctant to upgrade the Fold device because I think the incremental upgrades are not worth my time. Right, so this seems to be working well. When I press that turbo button, you can see that light flashes there, right? So this is where you can start assigning turbo functions to the buttons. We've seen this on many other controllers before. You would have to go through these menus to figure out all the fancy features that are available in these controllers. Right, that's starting up. While it starts up, let's see if there's anything else noteworthy here that I can show you. If there's not, then no biggie. Right, the English controls are at the top. Another thing worth mentioning is you can switch ABXY layout as well. So if you function and hold the right joystick for 2 seconds, you can switch the ABXY, so you can swap them around, which is quite nice. In HID mode, you can actually use the turbo button and up and down cross buttons, these ones, to change the volume of your phone as well. So let's try that. Right, what have I done? Oh gosh, I've turned the controller off, haven't I? Right, let's get into some driving and gameplay with this controller and let's see what it's all about. It's working absolutely fine. No rumble on this is worth mentioning. Well, there's no rumble for Xbox anyway. There might be actual vibration. Good point, actually. I'm sure this does have vibration with sensitivity adjustment in it. It's probably just worth making sure. I don't see it listed anywhere actually. I was under the impression that it did have, but to be honest, with most of these games, I've not really seen vibration support working anyway. So there we go. Here we go. Oh, check that out. Now, if there's any lag, this is going to be lag from the cloud gaming service, not from anything else. I've got a fairly decent connection. It seems to be working pretty smooth. I'll try and hold it up, but my driving is going to go completely bad because I'm looking at the camera. That means there's going to be a slight delay, and I'm probably not going to do as well as I could otherwise have done. So you can see what's going on there. But otherwise, it's really, really nice actually. Nice, comfortable. Yeah, this is what I'm calling these controllers nowadays. These are giving us premium mobile gaming experiences. You are getting top-notch gaming on the go with service like Game Pass or PlayStation Premium, right? And then a good controller like this. You really can, if you're on your travels, enjoy a good gaming session and not really miss anything at all, to be honest. I mean, look at this. This is just, it's fantastic, right? Having to drive around in Forza on my phone, and you don't need to worry about having the latest and greatest phone in most cases, to be honest, right? Because I'm here testing on a Note 10 Plus 5G from years and years ago. What was it, 5 years at least now, I think, this one, if not more. So right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's stop that for a second because that is working nice. We can see that. Let's quit the game. Let's quit the phone. Let's just test this out with the Fold. For the foldable community, which I am a part of. Here's the Fold. Well, let's get this out and let's open it up. Excuse the dust in the middle of the screen. Hard to really avoid. Now what I'm going to try and do is slot this in. So my case is a bit thick anyway. It's not liking the thickness of the case, the first things. Right, now if this works, I will be very impressed. Oh my goodness, that's a thick case. Can you believe that is working? Now, I'll be honest, the fact that it's folding down, as I mentioned before, right, it's not the biggest problem in the world. I don't know if that'll work. It's not the biggest problem in the world. Why? Because these are quite deep, right? So maybe later. I don't want to register Xbox with that. Now, if this PS Play app is set up, this is a way you can, this app is great, by the way, right? You can use this to play PlayStation Remote Play. This is better remote play experience than the actual native app, in my experience, in my personal preference anyway, right? This is the way to go. Now, the beauty of this is you can use any controller you like. Now, all of a sudden, this controller does support PlayStation Remote Play using this awesome app. If you want to know what app it is, you want the details, let me know. I'll stick the details in the comment in the description. This is something I purchased off the Google Play Store. I had some free credits. I think it was about $5, so I used it. But you can see what's going on here. It's working absolutely fine. PlayStation Remote Play. Consoles are downstairs. I'm upstairs. I could do this remotely as well. And the console's working absolutely fine, as you can see, right? So, sorry, the controller is working absolutely fine. So, yes, it does work well on a foldable. It feels balanced. It doesn't feel unbalanced at all. It feels really, really nice overall. I think that is an absolute winner. You can see that there, right? As for the size of the devices, it stretches about that wide. So I'm not sure how much more we'll get in there. I don't think a tablet will fit in there. At least your bigger ultras and all that sort of stuff will fit in absolutely fine. No problems. So let's get the phone out. Now you can see it's very easy to get it out. It's easier to pull this side with the connector out first. There we go. Now, just for a quick compare against the G8. Here's the G8. Now, the G8 is a little bit bigger. So from, is it actually? Ever so slightly, I think. It's ever so slightly bigger. Maybe if I line it up with the actual table mat, we'll be able to see from a measurement perspective which one is wider. And actually, No, there we go. Actually, yeah, this is a tiny bit wider. It's probably a tiny bit taller as well. Let's put that there. Right, let's put them on the line at the bottom so you can see what's going on there from a height perspective. The GameSir is a little bit taller, a little bit wider overall, but it's not a massive difference. This has got a slightly larger base plate by the looks of it, yeah, but again, from this holding your device securely perspective, works absolutely fine. I think the C port is a bit larger on the EasySMX one. I don't remember having any success using my phones with cases on this controller. I could test again, but I won't because it's not about this. It's about this awesome controller here. Membrane buttons, micro switches, analog sticks are slightly larger on the G8. This one's got a home button and 4 other buttons. This one hasn't got a dedicated home button, which is again interesting, but no deal breaker. Charging location and headphone jack here is in the middle bottom with 2 buttons on the back. These feel not as satisfying as these, if I'm honest. These feel a lot more satisfying. So on the top, again, this looks very Xboxy. This looks very PlayStation-y. You can see what's going on there. This is almost a replica of an Xbox pad. This is very close to replicating at least the, I don't know, the DualSense or the DualShock 4 maybe. I don't know, 3, whatever it was. That reminds me of PlayStation pad. But overall, 2 awesome game controllers, right? So that's why I said it reminded me of the GameSir. D-pads, oof, that's a tough one to be honest. Really, really tough one. That's got a lovely convex design as well. So concave design. I do like the clickiness. I'll be honest, I like the micro switch. That feels really nice. I like the rounding of the actual pad as well. Your fingers glide around it. This feels a little bit more harsh, right, on the thumb because of the sharper edges. This would probably wear your thumb in more. It's a bit larger. I think this will give you a bit more wear on your thumb. This actually feels more comfortable. My preference is that. So there you go, right? 2 awesome controllers. Let's get this one out. Another awesome controller by EasySMX. We've got more incoming from EasySMX as well. If you like their products and you're interested, subscribe because there's going to be more stuff incoming. We've got another main non-mobile game controller coming in. I think that's going to be revealed soon. I won't specify the details of that, but hopefully when I get it, I'll be bringing this to you. The links for this are going to be in the description below. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button so you're notified of new videos. If you're enjoying the video, please leave me a like. I really appreciate the support I get on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.